Okay, so interestingly enough, want to point this out real quick. Uh, so I actually just barely caught this because I wanted to stop it right before it ticked over to the new year, because I wanted to compare some figures a little bit better this way. First off, this station here, I was playing it as the year went on. It was at like 800 at one point. It's slowly going down actually now, which is great. We want it to slowly tick down right now, but in the future we want it to kind of hold. And this one over here, actually, when I paused it, it was not at 3 passengers. Right before I paused it, it was at like 40 or 50, somewhere around there. So it looks like a bus just picked up a bunch of passengers from there. So that's showing that we have probably one too many buses about on this bus line, possibly two. Two too many buses on this bus line right now for what that city over there can support, which is going to end up start to slowing down our whole process if we keep all of the buses at full load. So we might have to change that a little bit. We'll get into covering that here in a minute, though. Next one, East is up to 1,300 passengers, 200 there, and 400 there. So these two are not really going up in size very much. They both have increased a little bit, but negligible, basically less than 100 each of them. So we're not too worried about that. These are the two that I'm concerned about right now. There's way too many passengers here and not enough passengers here. So the only way to get TRONLOW more passengers, and their city population hasn't grown much because, again, they started to build more roads and more houses, which is great. The other issue, though, is that the houses that they built were not in the range of this bus station. So that doesn't help. So we're gonna go ahead and probably add a bus station out this way somewhere, maybe here. We'll see where kind of the best coverage is, but we're gonna add one over there somewhere. So, anyways, let's go to look at the finances. So, finances for last year versus this year, we even made way more money than I was expecting. So, we went up to almost $80,000 in profit. And even with buying those new vehicles, it gave us 53 grand. So we paid off $60,000 of our loan. So if you take that back out, so let's say we didn't pay off that 60,000, we would be at $165,000 right there, which means from our beginning total, we're only down $35,000. So at this point, we're almost a broke even company, which is really good. Moving on to the next thing that I actually wanted to look at. Okay, so let's just start here. So year to year, okay, so almost all of our vehicles, um, that's weird that that vehicle had no money last year. Either way, almost all of our vehicles did go up in price for how much they made. All of them are sitting probably right around 5 grand. We had a couple outliers at 6, but either way. Then we have the bus that I was worried about. Bus 16, that's picking up 12 passengers each time, only made less than 3 grand. So that's not good. Then we look at this here. Bus 1, which has the shortest duration of a drive, okay, so it's playing to this bus's strength almost because it picks up so many passengers and is so short, it's able to make more money than these other two buses. Now, it doesn't make more than them combined or anything like that, again, but, and think of it this way, if you add more buses to that line, yes, you will start to become more profitable. But the issue that we're about to run into with TRONLOW is going to shut down those other 13 buses because those buses right now they're going to get there and they're going to wait for 34 passengers and there's only 3 right now, and it's going to back up. The buses are going to get backed up, backed up, backed up, and then eventually it's going to get to the point where I'm not making really any money because they're waiting a month or so over here before they head back, which would be just as efficient as one bus doing the trip then, if that's really the case. So we're going to probably keep on 16 and 17. There's no point in getting rid of them. We're going to add a bunch of buses to this line, and we're going to add a couple more probably to city, and we're going to add one in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that a while. So putting the station there is about the best we could do. We could put a station in here, which we might in the future then or something like that to gain those extra people. But we're not going to worry too much about that right now. We're going to go ahead and get a new vehicle. We're going to buy one for here, and we're going to tell him to go here and then go here. And when he gets to central, we want him to full load, and here we want him to transfer. Okay, we're going to tell him to just go. Okay, and you know what? We're going to go ahead and clone him right away, and then kick that bus out almost immediately. So, unfortunately, there are no passengers there. No, this is bad. Okay, this is getting to be a little bit of an issue here. If people don't start getting to that bus station, who knows how long. Oh, good, good. Bus 16's coming in to make a pickup on a bunch of passengers that aren't there yet. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so it seems like we kind of solved the problem a little bit, and it's probably pretty good because that we put down 2 buses here just initially, because this station is barely staying full either. I mean, there's barely almost nobody ever there, but it's always enough that those 2 buses can keep on switching who's going to maintenance and stuff like that. However, they're both basically going to maintenance at the same time. This bus will hopefully just barely be out of there before that bus gets there. It doesn't look like it's going to happen this time, but in the future, hopefully that continues to happen. And as you can kind of see, this city has actually grown in population. I think it added trees around some of its road, which is interesting. And it's grown a couple extra buildings and built quite a bit of roads on its own. Unfortunately for us, though, because it built this stupidness here, our buses now have a longer way to drive, so we'll go ahead and give them a nice turnaround right here. Because now, before they'd have to turn around, drive down this way, turn back around, come over. It is unfortunate there's a bridge there. There's not much I could do about that. I could delete it and put the bridge in like this way and, give myself a roundabout over this way, but we're not going to worry about that too much. With this station being added in, we could potentially add in a whole nother excuse me, bus stop here. Okay, something else to kind of look at. So from when we started the game, our company was rated at a negative $2,000 company. So if you were to try to buy us, we would actually have to pay you. And it wasn't until the third quarter, I think, yep, of the year that it looks like we broke even. Looks like we were dead even there. And then by the end of our first year, we were actually worth, excuse me, about 13. No, I guess. Okay, it'd be here, right? I don't know where this. Is there a dot there? There probably is a dot there. We were worth about 13,000. And then the end of last year, we were worth what, maybe 17-ish, 18,000. And now actually this last quarter, we went down again, probably from our new vehicles and big purchases like that. And you can see they're adding in a house here. Unfortunately, that's outside of our coverage zone, though. I don't know why they decided to add a house way out there. Ugh. Did that a new one come in? No. Okay. But go ahead and take a look at this. So, I don't know, that's, I guess, our guy. Our color scheme is the dark green. We started in 1910. We have 26 road vehicles. Our company value is, I'm sorry, that was profit, wasn't it? Yep, that was operational profit graph. I wanted to look at company value. So this is what I was trying to look at before. So at one point we were worth maybe I guess that'd probably be like 3 or 4 grand. And then we've slowly been climbing up and up and up. And at this point now our company is roughly estimated to be worth 150, $140,000 anyways, with us building 160 road pieces, which are usable by all. I don't really know what the HQ does, but we're going to go ahead and actually put down, oops, forgot you need to keep that open. We're going to go ahead and put down the HQ. We'll put it down there. I don't really know what it does. I've never really understood it, but we got an HQ now. And some of those noises you can hear in the background are the vehicles having to stop and wait for our other vehicles, and then them breaking down, unfortunately, every now and then, too. So let's click on this station here. What are we at? We're at 200 passengers now, finally. Okay, so finally this station here is functioning pretty good. This one, unfortunately, still does not have full passengers ever in it. So we'll let this play out for the rest of the year and see what our total annual profit versus last year was. And there it is. So now down here at the bottom, you can see that obviously if we were to repay back our entire loan right now, we would be negative, oh man, excuse me, we'd be negative $16,000. Over here, you can see that we only made a profit of $19,000 this year because we spent so much money on construction and new vehicles. You can see again that our profit went up by about $2,000, and that was with adding these guys and a couple more people, a couple more buses anyways, in that Mahed city bus line. So again, not that great. We're going to go ahead and repay that. You can't do it while you're paused, I guess. Infrastructure, look at that, 61. Cool. All right. Like I said, I'm going to, now that this is up to 200 people in it, 300, oh Jesus. 300 people. How many people are here? Oh, man. Okay. We're going to go ahead and build a couple more of these vehicles. We're going to clone. Okay, so going ahead and taking a look at this. So they're making bigger and bigger buildings here. I forget how to turn off that transparency thing. There it is. We're going to go ahead and turn this on real quick just so you can see. So, unfortunately, I didn't have the buildings visible from the beginning, but, like, these buildings are getting massive now. So, they're building basically upwards instead of, like, anything else. The craziest part, though, is, like, this stadium here is not in any of my, whatever stations you want to call them, right? None of them are in the stations. It's got 1,000 people waiting here, 200 something waiting there, 100 waiting there, right? And almost 3,000 people waiting there, so the entire population, plus like 500 or 600, is waiting at bus stops, which doesn't realistically make any sense, especially when you consider the fact of the matter that this place only has 1,000. This one, though, again, same thing. They're kind of building just upwards. They're not building outwards nearly as much. I guess it's partially because roads cost more than it is to upgrade a building or something. I don't really know what just happened there. I don't really know the whole gist of it. And as you can see, actually, they deleted the stadium that went in here. And I thought there was a stadium here, too. And they deleted that, too, for some reason. I'm not really sure why. We're going to go ahead and start sending, I think, buses over to this city. Might as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on that, and I'll catch you guys in a minute. Okay, so I just added some vehicles up in here. What is it? Oh yeah, in Trayworth. I just added some vehicles up in here, so it takes a little bit for the stations to obviously start picking up momentum and stuff like that. Plus, this station here only or this city only has 400 something people, so these stations will never, well, they will eventually, but they won't be nearly as big as these stations here. And then this station over here that's even pretty small, it's got 1,000 population. Whoa. What happened all of a sudden here that we're back down to 16 again? Because we were up in the 200 range. And then I added, oh, I did add like 4 vehicles to it, didn't I? Yikes. Oh, look, they added a stadium again. Weird. Hopefully that's not too big of a deal. We might actually build some more roads for these guys because I was told if you kind of build roads, they'll build around that stuff as best they can. And if I get some more roads thrown in here, that gives them more places that they can build buildings onto. Oh, and look at that. That's the end of the year. So, whew, man, made another $20,000 on top of that. We are finally able to break even with our loan. So we're going to go ahead and actually repay that. Can't do it while paused. We're going to repay most of it. We're going to keep about $40,000 in the bank, and then look at that later. So this vehicle here, last year lost $74. So it just made its first delivery. I'm not sure which one it is. It's probably this guy here, huh? Nope. This guy? Nope. That guy. That guy? Yes. Okay, so it's that guy. So it just made its first delivery, roughly, just this year, and made $800 or something like that, which is great. And how many people are at this for? Oh my God, the whole population of this town is waiting at this bus stop, roughly, which is just insane. Doesn't make any logical sense. As you can see, though, this city has clearly developed outwards as well as upwards. This city here has developed a little bit, but obviously we just started working here, so it's not very far. But with 91 people there waiting, I think we've only got, we're just now starting to tap into the potential of this city here too. So we are actually going to go ahead, what is it, 900 people waiting here, yeah. We're going to go ahead and clone this truck as it comes down this road here. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, and here we have it. The first, damn it. We are finally getting a look at exactly what I was worried about. Oh, that's a bummer. So what has happened here is this station does not have enough people in it right now, obviously, to push forward the line of buses that are here. And bus 19, which is going to drop off 34 passengers here, is in line. And then bus 17 or 18 or what the fuck is in here right now is going to come out and get in line as well. So there are a bunch of buses right now waiting, which is unfortunate. So we're going to have to tell some of them to skip, just so we can keep this shiz moving forward. Because this bus station, unfortunately, just does not have the bummer. Yep, and you can see, yeah, so we're going to have to pause that. We're going to have to tell this guy to skip and this guy to skip. Because actually our profit is going to go down because of that. Because these people, instead of... Perfect. So that was bus 19 or whatever that was in there. And then these two buses are going to come in. Fortunately enough, I guess there was enough people left over. So this bus, it's just going to have to wait there for a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. But we will have to get... We're going to have to figure out somehow how to get that station at max again. To keep it up nice and high. So we're going to have to take a look at the coverages and try to grab anything that's not covered. But it seems like everything... There's like 5 houses missing of coverage. Okay, so This city has grown a decent bit, but unfortunately, I am gonna start losing money here this year. I probably already did lose a good bit of money. So I'm debating on whether I want to buy a medium or a small advertising campaign. I don't remember exactly how long they last, but from what I'm reading right now, it just there's 31 houses here. The town's gonna grow every 150, 100 and, yeah, 150 days anyways. This one grows every 20 days, which is incredible. This one over here grows every 72 days. Um, so part of what I was also that I'm looking at it anyways, I realized this is a city, this is a city, this is not. Cities always grow faster than towns or whatever. So we messed up in that regard because if we would have started with Triworth instead of with Tronlow, we probably would actually be doing better. Um, Slightly. It'd probably just be a little bit more because, as you can see, this town has already grown to 500 something population, and I think the game when it started it was at 300 something, and I don't even remember what it was at when we uh, started building stuff in there. So that's unfortunately another slight issue. I think we're gonna go ahead and do a medium campaign here, just because. Oh, look at that. You can also see the zones. I've never actually noticed that before. But hopefully that's going to increase the amount of passengers uh, that are wanting to ride. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that advertising campaign fixed it really. Okay, so, yep, unfortunately, and there's just no good way to put this right now. That advertising campaign did help a little bit. It boosted Tronlow back up about 100 population, and I'm just barely able to keep this station with passengers in it. I'm sending a bunch of trucks, about half empty, um, back home, basically. And that other station there is just not pumping out enough people itself either. There's not much more I can do here. Uh, Unfortunately, 20 trucks is just too many for it. Um, and I kind of have to micromanage it. The only other solution is to change all of those vehicles to not full load here, which could potentially help, which would help me not have to micromanage it, but we're just going to get way less money. I wish there was a way you could like tell them to delay. Let's just like sit at the station for 2 seconds and then move on. I don't know, there might be. But either way, you can see we still did go up in profit by about 10 grand or so. Not ideal, but we did go up. So the next thing I want to kind of look at is the different groups here. So we've got them all spread out again. So last year, uh, the inner city transportation made $14,000. Trayworth made 800 bucks. Again, that was just started though, and there's two, two, two of them. And then this one here last year made a negative $250. Both of those trucks lost money because they had to wait in that line. So not only are we losing money because of that now, um, because those guys are waiting in line, but we're also losing money because we're not getting passengers out fast enough, which is unfortunate. So we'll look at the one that's been making us the most money so far. That's at 80,000 again. It was at more than 80,000 before, or it was a little over 80,000 before as well. So we've gone up a couple $100. The important thing though here is that we haven't started to seriously lose money yet. Um, because at some point we will start to lose money on this. We're not going to lose money, but it won't be $80,000 if this problem doesn't get fixed. Realistically, if I took away one truck from it, that probably wouldn't solve it. I'd probably have to take away two, maybe three trucks away from it to really get it to even out. But I'd like to try to not do that. So we're going to hope that this city just grows a little bit quicker. And we'll go to this one now finally, which was the newest one we kind of added, and that made $17,000 already. So again, you can see how good that is. Again, we're at 0% there, 50% there, 63% there. So as you add in more vehicles, this number should stay higher for longer. The good thing though is this one and this one both above 90%. This one here, I'm worried if it gets down to like 80%, that's when we're going to start dropping money fast in that regard. So we got to try to figure a way to come up with a solution for that. So the solution, realistically, come in here, click this, don't hit full load. So this vehicle just left with 14 passengers. This one that's going to pass him is empty, and that's the unfortunate situation. This one here has one passenger. So that one passenger is going to pay us 15, 16 bucks, something along those lines. Almost not worth it. It's going to barely pay for the vehicle's gas price, but it'll slowly start to make this station go up. As you can see, this next bus that's coming in, he's going to get a full load, basically, um, which is really good. So, we'll have that one or those couple of buses that come in. This next bus, though, he's going to get a half load. Not much I can do about that. He's just, oh wow, shit ton of passengers all of a sudden came in. I don't know. He got an 85% load, so that's good.